So hi and welcome back to the Data Explorers Market Update with me, Will Duff-Gordon. So my challenge at the moment is not what to write about, but which one of the many different topics to pick on any given day. I've just done a volte-face on today's choice at very close to the end of the day. We could be writing about Ireland, we could write about Portugal, we could write about Spain, we could be writing about GM's IPO. We might do that later. There's so much going on, so much distress. We're sorry to report that it's getting pretty hectic around here. But let's talk about US house builders, because we've got a new screen available to us which looks at companies where the short selling has reached a new 52-week high. And this enables us to avoid missing any obvious trends, and I'm rather embarrassed that we did miss this trend whereby short selling has been picking up in the house building sector, which is kind of obvious when you think that people in America, people in the UK, aren't splashing out on new homes as much as they perhaps used to several years ago. And these companies, though they've cleansed themselves of debt and restructured, they still require people to be buying new houses for their shares to rise. And that's sort of probably not happening, running out of steam. Confidence then evaporates with all the sovereign troubles in Europe and quantitative easing in the US, not bringing back the confidence people thought. I'll stop blabbering. Basically, let's go to the data. So let's look at Lennar. 13% of its shares are short, and the shares have been falling. That's pretty high. Look at DR Horton, the massive US house builder. 10% of its shares are borrowed, shall I say, but there's no other reason to borrow them really than to cover short sales. Let's look at the fact that the average short selling in the S&P is probably around 2 to 3%. So 10%, 13% is high. Beazer Homes, 15%. And these are all close to their 52-week high, with Lennar at its 52-week high. Slightly more upmarket one, Toll, they are 6%, and that's actually falling, so maybe the luxury end of the new builds is doing slightly better. We've also got Pulte, that's 9%, and that's been rising. At the same time, the shares are really sort of weakening in these companies, so definite trend there. Also look at Standard Pacific, that has 8%, so yeah, it's an across-the-board strength of feeling that the US house builders are in trouble. Now, is this a US only thing? In the UK, Persimmon, 5% short, so it's not enormous, but that is high right now for a UK company, and it is also rising. Bovis Homes is at a 52, or close to a 50, hit a 52-week high in short interest in October. Bit of covering, but definitely above average. Let's slow down and just go over to Asia. So clearly, perhaps there's more people buying new homes in China. Sino-Ocean land we can look at as a quick control. Now there has been definitely quite a lot of short selling in Sino-Ocean land, but they're sort of covering now. There have been some recent efforts to cool the housing market in Asia. Is that going to be hugely slowing down the companies that basically develop properties in Asia? Well, short sellers have been there. It hasn't worked out, and they're sort of kind of like reducing a little bit in that sector. So that's a quick gallop round. The report is at dataexplorers.com/news.